Hi, everyone. Welcome to the episode. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a veteran, welcome back. We're going to talk today about the purpose of the hidden sleeve work. Hans, if you can enlighten us about this topic.
Well, let me start with what mistake people make first
Okay.
in their thought process of using hidden sleeves. They buy these expensive hidden sleeves, latex arms,
Yeah, I see them. Yeah.
and all that, thinking that the dog doesn't know
Yeah.
that you have a sleeve. So in other words, they teach the dog. This is a wrong concept. Okay,
Okay.
they teach a dog how to target arm in the sleeve, obvious sleeve.
Yeah.
And then they want to get rid of it. They don't want the dog just to target the sleeve, right?
So, just to interject, so they're putting something in that they're gonna take
They
out.
have to take it out. Yeah.
I'm just being real like a dumb student here. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
logical.
So they teach the dog the grips. They say
Yeah.
to bite on the sleeve and toys and stuff, and then they wanna get rid. So they say to the dog, bite this fabric
Yeah.
doohickey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And keep doing it until you're really good at it, right? And then when you're really good at it, then don't do it
Yeah.
and just bite the guy,
Yeah.
right? And I'm trying to keep my face
I know Hans is
straight.
like right now inside his head is like the wheels are.
And so, of course, what I do, I teach the dog, to
Get the
forget the sleeve, right? Just target the man.
yeah.
How do you? Somebody said you need a lot of crack hats for
The
to
decoy.
get bites for.
The decoy. People think that people like there's the guy over there getting bit, because Hans says we don't use any.
Yeah, we don't use. Well,
I mean,
we gotta make video, and we do it today. Remind me of it.
Oh, tomorrow you mean?
On what's in the dog's head when they bite.
okay,
Okay, right. Anyway, so these people or these trainers, what they do, they teach the dog to bite into the sleeve, and then they tell the dog not to bite into the sleeve, and they think they can achieve that through teaching them to bite hidden sleeve. And they think the dog doesn't know that there is a hidden sleeve.
yeah,
They use different sleeves. They call them low profile sleeves, which are hard to see, but you can see it, right? You can see how the guy walks, his arm is stiff, when he walks and all that. The dog, if I can see that you have a hidden sleeve, the dog can see it too. On top of it, he can smell it,
uh-huh.
right?
Yeah,
So when you are using hidden sleeve and you give the dog a bite on hidden sleeve, that may work first time, because he normally sees a regular sleeve
yeah,
or suit, whatever sleeve, let's call it sleeve.
yeah,
And we train some of the best protection real dog without any suit. We just use sleeve, right?
yeah,
I don't need suit. And so the dog doesn't see the real bulky outside sleeve,
yeah,
so it's for him, kind of almost like doing it for real because it's different, and that's good purpose for that sleeve. But you buy a good hidden sleeve, you're gonna pay $100-$200
yeah,
for one bite,
yeah,
and because when using it second time, the dog will say, "Oh yeah, he has that thing on his arm which is hidden,
yeah,
right? But it's not hidden to the dog." So the dog starts quickly developing undesirable association, right? So he see, okay, hidden sleeve, yeah, we're gonna bite on hidden sleeve,
yeah,
right? And it's not the real person. Then they know the real person does not have any sleeve, hidden or non, or open.
yeah,
And here we have a problem with the dog again,
yeah,
right? So yes, you can use hidden sleeve for one time, but then second time maybe, but third time for sure the sleeve is just like another sleeve. So you're not really doing that much,
Yeah.
not advancing
Yeah.
the dog to bite for real.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was in Czechoslovakia or whatever, we were, or even here, we were using Sunday newspapers for hidden sleeve.
Yeah, we used to
we
do.
always did some different hidden type sleeve, right?
Yeah.
So one of the most popular one, was the communist newspaper.
You guys actually enjoy the.
Yeah, Rude Pravo, or Sunday, very thick newspaper. It was all propaganda.
I know. Yeah.
And so you wrap it around your arm and use the electrical tape, which was made out of fabric, so it didn't stretch. Just like duct tape. You can use duct tape.
Yeah.
Now you do this on your own risk.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not telling you should do that. I'm just telling you what we were doing. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You will get bit. No, this is a big disclaimer, guys. You do this on your own risk, okay?
Yeah.
And so we would wrap newspaper, duct tape, and give the dog bite. Now, I remember I was buying this badass dog, and way back when we starting with Yiri, and Yiri had this trench coat, and he had this hidden sleeve made out of newspaper under his arm, and it's only from the wrist to the elbow. And the dog he would kill you. He was a badass dog. I sold him to this police guy in Phoenix. And I remember Yuri running and the dog after him, and he's just off
He had
measuring,
to hit it.
he was really catching the dog.
Yeah.
That's where the catching comes from, right? Because you got to catch him right on that little part which is protected.
Yeah.
And it was off leash, right?
Yeah.
And when you guys, especially, unless you caught dog for thousands of times, you make sure that if you're using hidden sleeve, any kind, you are doing it on leash.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it on leash, because you want the decoy come to the dog.
Yeah.
So you holding the handler holding.
You're
the
standing
leash,
like a tree.
right? And and dog is barking, and you offering him the arm where that hidden sleeve is, so you don't get bit in the leg or somewhere else.
Yeah. Because the dog could have redirected.
Yeah, if the dog is off leash, he'll bite you anywhere, especially if he doesn't see the.
So wasn't Yuri like a little worried that his dog is gonna
he was
redirect?
That's Yuri.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he was a dog man, right?
Yeah.
And the dog man, and so when you guys do that, you make sure it's on leash, and the decoy comes and aim the arm onto the hidden sleeve. The PSA has the protection of the car, and they're using hidden sleeve there with gunfire and all that. It's a good exercise, But the dog knows that there is a sleeve.
Yeah.
Because there's the undesirable association with the setup and all that.
Yeah.
And it may kind of pan out into the dog being more civil, but it's not panacea, right? Because, it's not a all-around solution to that. If you want to have a civil dog, you got to teach him from get-go to target the man.
Yeah.
And it's what's in the dog's head, not what he's doing.
Yeah. Because when you look at what's out there, and obviously the internet is the place to look. It's so far off of what it was, and where it is now. And they're saying they're advancing, right? It's like science and
they're advancing backwards, man.
Yeah.
What's going on is, I'll there's one of those one-page books I talk about, right?
Yeah.
Why would you want to teach the dog to bite into equipment, and then when they're good at it, tell them don't do it?
Yeah.
And the common misguided belief is that if the equipment is not there, the dog is going to bite for real,
Yeah.
which is not true. You know, I mean, there are some dogs who will. They say 1 in 40,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they do it despite of the training, not because of the training. They have such a strong genetics, they would mess you up, training or
Yeah.
not.
Training or not. Yeah. So training has
You
nothing
know.
to do with it.
You know, but
yeah.
the training is not advancing,
The dog.
you know, the dog in civil bite. It may be good for sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good for that.
Yeah.
But once you teach the dog to target the equipment, hidden or not,
Yeah.
you know, the dog will always look for the equipment.
That's the default.
Yeah, and you can teach him not to look for the equipment, and dog is, okay, I'm not going to look at it. It's corner of my head, in my mind.
Yeah.
But okay, because you're telling me not to do it, I won't do it. But when you stress that dog gets kicked or something, they go right back to what they learned first, to the default, and they revert to the equipment.
It's more of a game for the, as you said, it's more of a game for the dog rather than actually, I want to, like, that guy is like, he's going to hurt me and my dad or my handler. And
Well, personally,
the psychology.
any kind of training, including sport training, I believe, should be started in defense, targeting the man, civil, visible.
And they're going to fight you all day long.
And then you can do sport after that, in that order.
But they're fighting you on this so hard. Like, what percentage would you say of
what? What do you say?
On the internet, they're like such a high percentage of I'm just giving context for the people that are listening.
I would say,
like, I mean, it's
almost
high.
everybody, man.
It's like,
you know, whole law enforcement, whole military, they all train dogs. By teaching them to target equipment.
Yeah.
And then they think if the equipment is not there, then the dog is going to bite even so.
Yeah.
Why don't you just teach the dog to target the man?
Yeah.
You know, it's just beyond me.
And it's a two-pronged problem. It's not just taking it away that's an issue, but it's a default, which they don't believe there's such thing.
Yeah.
So it's a two-pronged thing.
Yeah, they don't believe in the default.
Which is, it plays out. Like,
oh, I can show it to you.
They know, they see it themselves. It's baloney. Like, they have to see this.
Yeah.
Like, they see it in their own dogs.
Yeah. It's the ideology over, you know, it's the Descartes again.
Yeah, I'm not going to name names, but we all know, we see these people on the internet.
Yeah, you know, Descartes believed that, or was teaching that duality, you know, it's called Cartesian philosophy, where the ideology is separate from reality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we see today with this woke movement and stuff, or socialism or whatever.
Yeah.
They believe this is the way to go, but it doesn't work. Reality doesn't coincide with it.
So it's like a steamroller that goes over things. It doesn't matter. It's like destroying everything. In its
you
path.
can believe if you stay in front of steamroller, your ideology says it won't run over you, but it will.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's happening these days. You
with
know,
the dog training.
People have an ideology. It's like the ideology of positive only force-free training, right?
Yeah,
that's the ideology, which completely doesn't coincide with reality.
Yeah, that's what and I like him. We talked about Robert Cabral. Yeah. He seems like a really nice guy, and I've watched his videos, and you agree that he's a charismatic kind of guy. He kind of discussed it not long ago, and he was reading the note on that, and he's like right there. You know, I know he's more. If you enjoyed this content so far, please subscribe to our channel. Also, Hans has a podcast channel called Dog Training for Life. Check that out so you can listen to the audio version. It seems like he wants to go to more of the non-ideology way,
right?
You know, but he's just a little bit, you know, I wish he would, you know, but it's a business thing too sometimes, I think. And
well, it's much easier to get business from people you agree with than from people you disagree with.
Yeah.
That's one of his issues.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's why he does it, but you know, what he teaches is more ideology than reality.
Yeah. And he seems, again, a real nice guy, and I think his heart is in it. As we talked about, there's a lot of heart. Like you see trainers that they're passionate about dog training and personal protection training and all that. But again, it's
It's like people say, "Oh, Hans, I'm following your training and your writings and stuff for 15 years."
yeah.
And then I watch their videos. Oh my God,
they're
they're
like-
doing the same shit I'm talking against. You know,
Yeah. But
That's
you know,
okay.
it's,
It has a. You know, I sent you that quote from Albert Kesserling, right?
which one was that?
That field marshal.
Yes,
German
yeah.
field marshal.
Yeah.
It's just that's nothing new. You know,
Yeah.
he was the
He came up with
artillery in World War One, and he came up with some new theory how to utilize artillery during war,
Yeah.
and everybody disagreed with him. Even so, he was right. Eventually, it was accepted,
Yeah.
but he said it's amazing how he called it
Ideology.
superstition, you know, which is you know the belief of something which is not real.
Yeah.
How the superstition is persistent,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's been done and that's how people do it and all
Yeah.
that. The ideology is there,
Yeah.
but then you show them something new and they know it's better, but they just
Overrides logic, right?
it overrides the
Yeah,
logic.
it's amazing. Yeah. So that's why this whole why you're introducing something that you're gonna you want to eliminate. Like it's not
Right. So
illogical.
going back to hidden sleeve, right?
Yeah.
Hidden sleeve is not necessary.
Yeah.
You know, if you want a hidden sleeve, basically, these people think will make the dog more civil. And the fact of it is, you may use it as test once. You know, if you do the training right, did it work? Yes. Well, let's see if he's going to bite into hidden sleeve.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's partial test.
Yeah.
And then, but if you really want to have a civil dog, teach them to target the man.
Yeah.
And people, I remember I was and I said, Cocopa Indian Reservation, there was this idiot dog trainer came up there. and he says, so what do? You teach the dog to bite people with no equipment? No, they don't have to bite. All right? You just come at the dog in threatening way so the dog hates your guts. You don't let him bite.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah. But within what Hans just said, there's layers within that too.
Oh, yeah,
So don't, if somebody's listening, because they're going to say, well, Hans, you're going to scare the dog and it's going to get into, well, yeah, you could, it's possible you could do that. But if you know what you're...
That's another thing. I don't understand where this is coming from.
Yeah.
You know, this guy was telling me today, defense means fear. Defense is fear.
Is.
Yeah. So, okay, we have two different words, so let me see.
Yeah.
One is called defense and fear, and they're the same thing. Yeah. So, I don't think so. But there's nothing wrong with fear.
Yeah.
That's what one thing people don't understand.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with fear. Yeah. Fear makes you a better fighter.
Yeah. Overcoming. So Hans says, courage comes from overcoming fear, right?
Well, yeah, it goes like this. Negative challenge.
Yeah.
Which trips fear and or suspicion.
Yeah.
Which is overcome by courage through aggression.
Yeah.
Negative challenge, fear and suspicion, courage, aggression.
Yeah.
And when people say, well, I don't want the dog to act out of fear. Well, yeah, but what you want, again, that's the ideology.
Yeah, I want.
Ideology, you don't want the dog to act out of fear. Well, if I kick him in the head, he's going to be in fear. So now what is he going to do?
Yeah.
I teach him that if you're scared, the only way to get rid of the scare to up the ante on your aggression and anger, right? That's what I teach him.
Yeah.
But if I don't teach him what to do when he is in fear, then he's going to run. He's going to choose flight. Out of fight or flight, he's going to pick up flight rather.
Yeah.
He's going to run away.
I think...
I've shown those videos in front of the White House, that guy, right? He kicked the dog ran. Yeah. Why? Because it was always trained prey and it was always fun and happy and and
looks
rainbows cool. And unicorns and
as Hans says, life is not. What do you say? Life is not a big fuzzy. What do you say?
Yeah, he started with teaching the dog that world is warm and fuzzy ball, but now and then there's a bastard who needs killing, right? So that's. But you need to get the mind of the dog set right.
Yeah.
You know.
And people.
Hey! Hey! Good boy. Hey! Hey, you! Hey! Hey! Dirsch! Oh, good boy, Dirsch. Yeah, good boy. Hey! Zon! Zon! Hey! Yeah, Dirsch. Yeah, good boy.
Then you can carry it. You can have a sleeve. It doesn't matter. We do sleeve all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Dog bites the
Yep.
sleeve, guy pulls out the sleeve, dog spits it out like hot potato. Why? Because he doesn't care about the sleeve. Why doesn't he care about the sleeve? Because I taught him in first lesson that the bad guy, that the target is the bad guy.
So if you're listening right now, is this so hard to understand? But that video that I put up into that group, that probably it's over 10,000 views now.
Which
the
one?
Dobie, Martin's Dobie dropping the sleeve.
Yeah.
That's Hans's training. This Dobie, the decoy came out with the sleeve, slipped it out, and with the stick,
Dog
and
just
and
got
it just
thrown it away and kept on going.
wham, just went after.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. That way I know he's not sleeve happy.
Yeah.
If the dog... Now, sometimes the dogs are so driven that they get that sleeve and they trash it around.
They need
even
to.
so they target the person.
Even
because
Holchichka did it a little bit.
Yeah, it takes them a little bit time
About 2 seconds.
to redirect on the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not meaning the dog is sleeve happy.
The dog is still looking at.
It just takes a time sometimes to shift the gear. You know, they want to shift the gear. They know how to shift the gear,
But it's like,
but it takes them a little time to do that.
yeah.
You know?
They will let
And
you.
we always work on the dog to try to shift that gear as fast as we can.
Yeah, it's possible.
And the Doberman with Martin, that's like, you know.
Yeah, he's good with it. But yeah.
And there's another one with a German Shepherd, that was same thing. You know.
Yeah.
That's-
Well,
we all do that.
Paco too. The little
Paco, yeah, the little Chihuahua guy.
Chihuahua Italian Greyhound mix. So,
So you know, again, why am I talking about all this in hidden sleeve session? And it's because you don't need hidden sleeve to make the dog civil. As a matter of fact, you will not
you will not.
make the dog civil
by-
using hidden sleeve.
It's not because of the.
Yeah, why? Because the dog will quickly learn that you have a hidden sleeve, and then that hidden sleeve becomes just another sleeve.
Yeah.
You know,
Simple as that.
what's in the dog's head?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Hans.
Thank you.
Subscribe, share.
Hit the red square.
Hit the red square in the lower, one of the left or right hand sides.
Right hand side.
Right
corner.
hand side, yeah.
Your right hand side.
Yeah, your right hand
viewers.
side. We're always like imagining.
That's
what's
mean my left hand side.
if you want to purchase, if you want to learn how to do what Hans was just talking about, teaching the dog from day one to be civil, meaning
How to start the dog correctly.
Correctly,
so
like
that
day
he
one.
is civil or
Yes.
she is civil.
yeah.
We have the videos for that.
Yeah, it's a 4-part video series at Alpine Canine Reel. So check that out. If you have a puppy, how to feed them raw, obedience video. It's a really good video about it. Without the obedience without cookies and toys. That's the big one. I should say we should retitle it so people not to understand it better. But what else am I missing on the check commands by a Czech guy?
Czech commands for Czech dog by Czech guy from Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. The title is growing. So check those out. You can purchase them.
Check it out.
check it out. Also, if you guys are looking for puppies or
Puppies,
train,
man. We sell also trained dogs.
yeah, trained dogs also from the Czech Republic. That's where these dogs come from. And Hans is the man you can thank that these dogs are
The
here.
original importer of Czech Border Patrol line dogs.
And that's just not a headline. Like he really is the one that brought him in. It's a whole story. And you can go check out his story. Check out Hans' story on Alpine Canine Reel. That's I think it's a good story of your journey as a dog.
Well, of
dog
course,
man.
we are biased, right?
Yeah. Well, what am I going to say? It's a horrible story. It's a horrible story. Don't look at it.
Yeah, that's people always say, well, you're saying it because it's your belief. I say, okay. So
Yeah,
what
what
should
do
I
you
say? That things which are not what I believe in? Okay. It's
So,
funny to argue with people. I think it's real fun.
Yeah, for Hans, it's like a challenge, like a battle, going to battle.
Yeah, it's like a mind. What do they call it? Mind twister? or
Mind
whatever.
twist.
You
Yeah,
know, you like a Rubik's cube.
yeah.
You know, and stuff.
It's a conglomerate.
Yeah, try to figure out how things work. Or like those two horseshoes and ring. You got
Yeah, put them. Yeah,
take it apart.
that's Hans's mind. But thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Ahoy.